Yes. Yes. Organization. अरे गेलं किती? नाही दाखवा नाही फक्त असंच केलं बाकी नाही काय. मोबाईल वर घेऊ का सोपं? हो मॅम. मोबाईल वर घेऊ. ते डाउनलोड केलंच आहे मग तुम्ही. अरे तू खाली येणार आहे का? हे हेडफोनचा आवाजच नाही येते. अनम्यूट नव्हतं ना केलं तुम्ही?
टेस्ट करायला गेले काहीतरी बाहेर आणि आपण
Start it na. Introductions. Organizations are again becoming global and businesses and going across the holders of their native countries. The phenomenon is impacting HRM at the fundamental level. Therefore, international human resources management is a recipe itself, and study of international human resource management is becoming imperative for the studies of participations of a human resource management. This look is an attempt to cover various emerging uh, dimensions of international human resources management. It has been tried that complicated topics are described with ample illustrations and with the appropriating studying supporting studies and research. I have been a practitioner of a HRM. It has been a try to complicated topics and described with Apple illustrations with the supporting studies and research. I have been a practitioner of HRM in a various rules and professors in the disciplines of HRMs, OB, and practitioners of HRM, as well as Sir Consultant HB domain and the practices in organization and a philosophy of a HRM significantly. Very form organization is organization. The M and S always have influences of their parent country and their practices. This makes the function of a managing more HR more deserved and new practices are emerging every day. India is a witnessing such a incomes and changes in the domain of management of human resources, managing all of subjects, and these probably uh, the rest his time to study international human resources management, and every uh, organization is a career to look for all a progressive and innovative HR management practices. Such a practitioners are easily found in international HRM. I am sure that your study and international human resources management and will be exciting and may lead to fulfilling career in the field. Unit 2, Cultural and International Human Resources Management. Introductions, meaning objectives, 2.3, and cultural, the most important issues and international human resources management. Elements of a culture, attitude and values, and determinants of a culture and social science, social structures, individual and groups, religion and ethical system, and education and aesthetics, an impact of a culture and international human resource management and cross-cultural theories and holders. Dimension theory, spoiled contributions to international management, human and transcivious and Crucian holds cultural and dimensions, the global objectives, 9 dimensions of cultural ethics across culture, role of HR and managing ethical, political and behavior. Summary, key themes. Second thing is a 2.0 introductions. What is the culture? As a set of norms and beliefs and values shared by a group and or rather is in how people and make those sense of the world around them, or it is a interpretations of in management research and views of the what culture it is an implication strongly diagram. Different groups are of the people and may have different cultural. Cultural is more than cultural is more than just material goods or the things. The culture uh, the culture uses and products in includes and we and people and about to understand the world and their own deeds culture varies within a reaction region and society and subgroup. A workplace may have a specific cultural and that sets apart from a similar workplace and region of the country and may have a different cultural and that the rest of the country. Organization of a company kissing and how different cultural and Japanese manufacturing companies often and have two different cultural and then the Indian manufacturing companies different inclusive have different style and for functioning IT companies and may allow playing and computer games in a workplace while manufacturing companies might strictly prohibit the same, again, Google has a culture of a informal class dressing in a office and very relaxed work environment and which seem at appeal from the similar companies. The chapter aims to develop develop an undertaking of a cultural and its components and its implications or on management crisis. Different theories on a culture are also discussed with gives different perspectives and culture and different countries. Each of the frameworks presented in the chapter describes how the national culture might differ and finally the area of ethics and cultural discussion. Unique objectives is the main objectives of the unit is to help you to understand and the need and importance of cultural in international human resources management, the variation national and cultural their impact international human resources management. After the reading and this unit you should be able to describe concepts and definitions related to culture, various theories and important component of a national cultures. Understand the implementation implication of a cultural variations and their impact and effectiveness of a management of people and global organization describe challenges faced by organization in managing people and different culture the concept of international of operation and businesses. 2.2 cultural the most important issues in international human resource management and cultural is easier and recognized and then the in a define it scholars scholars have never been able to provide a simple definition of a culture. Okay. Anthropologist Edwin B. Tyre and offered a uh, hand definition starting and the culture is the complex whole which is the knowledge belief art morals uh, law custom and any other capabilities and habit acquired by and members of society and hundreds of definitions of cultural and been offered agree to Pulse's 1984 and culture is the collective programming of the mind and which are destinations of a members of the category of a people from another. Culture has to also been called and derivative of the German and a Fuller and indicated and distinctive higher values and enhancement of a society. From the 80s to 1940, and Almodid visit pattern, Burns, and Lowley uh, took a holistic point of view towards and culture. They believed cultures to be expression of an individual personality, and rather than based on the weight of a custom. Other definition, other definition of culture comes Other definition of a cultural come from sociologists who view culture as the system of idea and argue that these ideas continue as a design for a living. Ford refers of a culture as a traditional uh, problem solving through acceptable resource response that have me with the successes. It consists of a learned problem and solutions linear. A 1967 defined culture as a configurations of a learned behaviors and result of a behaviors whose component elements are shared and transmitted by the mod members of a particular society. According to the person, T 1949 culture consists in the patterns related to behavior and products of human action, which may be inherited that he passed on from a generation and to generation independent of the biological genes. Since 1987 defined also as the deeper level of a basic assumptions and a benefits beliefs that are shared by members of an organization that operate unconsciously and defined in a basic taken and for a guaranteed fashion in an organization of itself and its environment. Despite so many definitions of culture, and there are certain common features that constitute the essential parts of a culture. At the core, culture consists of assumptions and values about how things happen or get done, are related to each other, and these assumptions are taken for guaranteed into the extent that the generally drop out of awareness seen. 1987 assumption are beliefs that the people hold about things and person, ideas and the way and they are interacted for insects, human hearing are home and selfish God exists and for many money and can buy anything. Values are distinct from norms and that the standards and to judge what is the wrong and what is the right or what people do and particular situation. Assumption fields values and norms are interrelated and together they influences human behavior. For example, working hard to earn money and that in a turn creates physical artifacts such as a setting up and company and social institutions example and forming businesses association and that influences behavior as well as in a decreasing order and norms, values, skills, and assumption. Thus, culture is hereby totally of all these entires and that enable people and to maintain continuously continuity across generation and it adapt to hanging internal and external demands and internal demands arise from a inconsist of a contradictory forces within the culture while external pressure is like the layer it's a beliefs of values and that are held in the consciousness level and actions the layers have to be able to reach in its and values element of a cultural attitude and value. Important cultural elements are values, norms, and cultural habits and attitudes. Based from the two point four and three languages. Now let's move on look at how language define culture. By language, we mean both of spoken uh, 2.4 and 3 languages. Now let's move on the look at the how language define culture. By a language, we mean both unspoken and unspoken means a communication language. It is languages is one of the defining characteristics of culture. It not only allows society to communicate, and but also directs the attentions of people towards certain features of the world and a human interaction. Spoken language. While English is a clearly the language in international business is knowing at least some of the local language and can greatly help when working in another country. In some situation, knowledge, knowing and local languages can be critical for a business's success. So, friends. Unspoken language can be just as important for a communication using a few facial expressions and hand gestures